puppets quietly await their time on stage. For 300 years, they have deeply moved audiences through the ancient Japanese art of Bunraku. In the hands of a master puppeteer, these lifeless pieces of painted wood take on a magical life of their own. Puppeteer Yoshida Tamao is one of Japan's living national treasures. Still playing leading roles at age 82, he is the art's foremost practitioner. Playing anything from tragic warriors to feckless womanizers, he's performed more than 10,000 times over the course of his career. When Tamao's puppet enters, the stage is electrified with energy. The text of a Bunraku play is presented by a chanter, or tayu, and a shamisen player, who sits stage left. Chanter Takemoto Sumitayu, age 76, is also a living national treasure. His art gives timeless expression to the spiritual heart of the Japanese. Accompanied by a shamisen, he narrates the story as the puppets act it out. This skillful division of labor creates a miracle on stage. Entranced by Sumitayu's expressiveness, the audience laughs and cries as the story unfolds. Yoshida Tamao and Takemoto Sumitayu. When these two artistic masters share the stage, the ancient tales of old Japan are reborn as vibrant human drama. Yoshida Tamao is a Bunraku puppeteer with a passion for bowling. He took up the sport in his 60s as a way to strengthen his legs. His children having left the nest decades ago, he lives quietly with his wife, Yukie. Tamao turned 82 on January 8, 2001. Every day, he commutes to the National Bunraku Theater in Osaka, about an hour from his home. The traditional art of Bunraku was born in Osaka about 300 years ago. Today, about 90 performers, chanters, puppeteers, and shamisen players work together here as a single troupe. Tamao waits for his cue. His back straightens the moment he takes a puppet in his hands. Every fiber of his body is concentrated on his entrance, which is accentuated by footsteps that build anticipation. Puppets can weigh as much as 10 kilograms. It takes 3 puppeteers to operate a single puppet. The 2 assistant puppeteers time their breaths with tamaos as they control the puppet's left hand and feet. After 10 years of operating the feet and another 10 years operating the left hand, a puppeteer is finally ready to operate the body and head. Each performer is expected to develop and polish his own technique. As Tamao begins his rehearsal, he's watched closely by other puppeteers who hope to learn his secrets. In this performance, Tamao's character rushes to the side of his lord, who has committed suicide. The tension is palpable as Tamao enters the stage. Stamping his feet, he strikes a dramatic pose. The 2 assistants work with him as one, taking their cues from his slightest movements. When their breathing is in perfect harmony, they become invisible to the audience. Only the puppet remains. Bunraku is a world of pure ability, where family lineage is irrelevant. Currently, there are 44 puppeteers working in the troupe. Tamao has been the troupe master for many years. Today, Tamao corrects his disciples' foot stamps. The puppet's entrance is crucial to defining its character. Once the performance begins, the performers spend the entire day shuttling back and forth between the dressing rooms and the stage. This has been Tamao's daily routine since he became an apprentice at 14 years of age. This footage shows Tamao performing 46 years ago, at age 36. With his large, robust movements, he was known for his portrayals of vigorous characters. Over the years, Tamao radically changed his approach, paring his art down to the bare essentials. Deeply internalizing the characters, he discovered that only the slightest movement was needed to reach the audience.
腹の中で人形を使ってる感情やからね。腹芸やないけど、自分はもう飲み込んでるからやることはね。だから自然にこれはこう動きよると。こうなんだね。動くのはもうこっちが勝手に動いておるということで腕から先がね。自分の思うように動いてくれる。思うように動いてくれてるねこれは。
In this scene from the play Chushingura, the hero, Hiranosuke, is being evicted from the manor of his lord, who was forced to commit suicide. The emotions Tamao must express through the puppet alone are both intense and complex. Yorinosuke grieves deeply for his lord and burns with a desire for revenge. For 30 years, this role has been performed by Tamao alone. Tamao's face remains impassive, and yet, through a slight tilt of the head and controlled breathing, he fully expresses Yorinosuke's smoldering rage. It's a performance that can only be achieved by a master artist who has had many years of stage experience. Bunraku originated in the 17th century, when recitation accompanied by shamisen was combined with puppet theater. Appealing to a widespread audience, Bunraku was soon as popular as kabuki among the common people. In Bunraku, the chanter tells the story through speech and song delivered in a traditional style. This is Takemoto Sumitayu, a living national treasure. The chanter both narrates and recites all of the dialogue. Every emotional nuance is given expression through the chanter's delivery. Bunraku libretti are called yukahon, or floor books. They have been handed down from teacher to disciple for generations, with each generation adding its own marks in red, indicating performance techniques. Every chanter must create his own narrative flow, based on his personal interpretation of the written words. The climax of this scene comes with the phrase dekashata, which means, I'm proud of you. All the love of a mother for her daughter is crystallized in this one agonized cry. A Bunraku play is performed by several chanters who take turns narrating. The scenes they perform depend on their ability and artistic style. Sumitayu performs for an hour and is brought in for the climax. The revolving stage they sit on is called a yuka, or floor. The mother praises her daughter for parting from her fiancé so that he can participate in a revenge plot. Sumitayu captures her conflicting emotions perfectly. Back in the dressing room, Tamao listens to Sumitayu's performance. He says that Sumitayu began to achieve greater emotional depth after he turned 70.
芸はね、これ枯れた芸いうのもあんねん。枯れただけの値打ちのある語りになってきたりすることあんねんね。
Sumitayu currently heads the list of Bunraku chanters. He began training as a young boy and has spent many decades refining his art. It's only recently that he's been considered on a par with Tamao.
それは結局僕ね、情が出てきたと思うね。お客さんを泣いたり笑わしたり喜ばしたり悲しましたりする、それが出てきたんじゃないかと思う。で、僕は僕で人形見てないし、玉尾さんは玉尾さんでこっちを伺ってるわけじゃないし、勝手にやってて、そこで会うようになったのは、だからそういったところが違いますか。やっぱりいつも玉尾さんと言うけども、浄瑠璃次第やって言うんですもん。人間は太夫次第や。
The art of the Bunraku chant is transmitted from teacher to disciple, one-on-one. After many years of training, an aspiring chanter's voice generally settles in at around age 50. Sumitayu is known as a very strict teacher.
お前気張らなもの言えんのんか。ただ声出し言うてるだけやないか。器量はよけれど気がかなわん。何の縁やつれと当時出頭の者のお様と言わな。器量はよけれど気がかなわん。何の縁やつれと当時出頭の者のお様と。
From warriors to young girls, from tears to laughter, the chanter must be able to express all human emotions to bring the characters to life.
考えてみ、器量はよけれど気が変わらん。何の縁やつれと当時出頭の諸の様と。大きい上な、舞台でみんな小さい言うたらこの4畳半の部屋と違うね。舞台は大きいやるね。大きいやるでいっぱい息引いていっぱい息出さな。 主割るかまたや、なんで主割るってなんでそんな声使う？お前ようそれで浄瑠璃語ってくるな。ようそんな本読みしてくるな。刀って言われへんやろが。なんともないかお前。よっしゃもうええ。それしか言えんか。何十年対応しとんねん。と息を先出すねん。息先出してって喉で決まってたらあかんねん。ここやここや。なんちゅう顔すんねん。
Even the same character's laugh will change depending on the scene.
マジでか。あ、こんなとこしわ寄せた。とこ言わな。腹がちょっともう腹動いてへんやないか。下手くそ。よう勉強しとけ。とこ言わな。そんな割りしざめんと。こんな浄瑠璃が今日あるやろが。もはや皆々を握りとや。おそんな割りしざめん。なんでさえついていかんならんで。おそんな割りしと友達しゃべりついていくのかバカもん。もはや皆々を握りとや。おそんな割りしざめん。分かってんのかお前。もはや皆々を握りとや。いちいちいちいち三味線の通りベタつきついてバカめがいつになったら覚えるんじゃ。息の引き方も首振って体もがいてしわくちゃの顔して何一つわしのこと取ってへんやないかい。上っ面ばっかり浄瑠璃飾るな。しっかりせえ。ちっとは近づいてこいよ。ボロクソ言われた。ボロクソ言われたらもう情けのうなったり腹立ったりするわな。それやっぱ覚えるね。ほんで覚えたら「それでええにゃ」ってこう言われる。褒めてはくれへん。褒めてはくれへんけど舞台聞いてても水準に達してるとか。それでやっぱりこっちもあっと思うしね。ボルクスで怒られて稽古終わって出たら来てよかったなと思うね。で前の晩になったら明日また機材も一緒のとこ行って稽古されて怒られるならほんたらもう情けのうなる時あるけど思い切っていくね。で行ってそこでボルクスに怒られるわ。せやけども会社に来てよかったなと思うね。それの繰り返しや。
これ。
Tamao is backstage, as always.
ありがとうございました。
お疲れ。
今日飲んで。
あれいかが。
黒大工なくなりました。今。
But today, there's bad news.
東京でか。
はい、1時間ぐらい。
東京で。おいおい。
The chanter Toyotake Rodayu has passed away at age 55. Known for his deep interpretation and clear delivery, he was a rising star in the Bunraku world. The hearse bearing his body stops by the theater for a final farewell. By the time a chanter reaches his 50s, his voice has settled. But they say that his art doesn't begin to mature until his 60s, after he has gathered enough life experiences to move an audience. Improve your art and pass it on. These are the mandates of those who would enter the traditional world of Bunraku. Rodayu used to say that no one could be a true chanter unless he could inject his own life experiences into his performance.
死んだらつまらん。55やもんこれからや。太夫はこれから60の声聞かな。これからや。
Yoshida Tamao lives with his wife in a retirement home in Mino, Osaka.
This year's Bunraku賞の受賞者に近畿地方からは杉岡佳尊さんら2人が、文化功労者には作家の田辺聖子さんら5人がそれぞれ選ばれました。文化功労者に選ばれたのは人形浄瑠璃文楽の吉田玉緒さん、本名上田末一さん。
In October, Tamao was selected as a person of cultural merit by the Japanese government in recognition of his pivotal role in sustaining Bunraku at the pinnacle of the art for more than 30 years. Tamao has watched all his mentors and rivals retire or pass on. He is the last of his generation to continue playing leading roles. But he admits that it's becoming harder for him each year to handle large warrior roles over extended periods.
When a
puppeteer loses his strength, he can no longer keep the puppet's head from falling forward. Increasingly, Tamao has been asking his disciples whether or not the head of his puppet is falling forward. Tamao says he has mixed feelings about retirement. When it's time, he wants to make a clean break, but he still wants to perform. In October, the last Bunraku performance of the 20th century is announced in Osaka, where the art was born. Tamao and Sumitayu will share the stage. The play in which the two living national treasures will appear is Love Suicides at Amijima, a masterpiece by the great 17th century playwright Chikamatsu Monzaemon. It is set in Osaka during the Edo period. Jihei, a merchant, is caught between his social duty and his love for a courtesan, a situation that leads to a double suicide. Preparations for the performance begin. The puppeteers sew their puppets' costumes themselves. With every stitch, they enter more deeply into their characters. Once again, the puppets are infused with life. Tamao will perform the lead role of Jihei. He first played this role more than 50 years ago. For this performance, Tamao plans to emphasize the sensuous side of Jihei's personality, to highlight his emotions as he is inescapably drawn towards suicide.
昔々はどうやったしゃんけど、みんな改革を重ねてきて今日やってるようなあれになってきたんだけどね、それが解釈の違いがある時あるからね、これが正しいということはないと思う。時代とともに歩んできてないから、時代にそうしたようになっていかないかんしね。
Rehearsals begin. The chanter and puppeteers only rehearse together once before a performance. To portray the soft flexibility that's the trademark of a ladies' man, Tamao stands on tiptoe in the heavy stage clogs that give him added height. When the puppets and the chant become one, the puppets are infused with new life. That, says Tamao, is what makes performing on a Bunraku stage so sweet. In preparation for his joint performance with Tamao, Sumitayu visits a retired mentor of his in Kyoto. Takemoto Koshijidayu, aged 88, is also a living national treasure. Sumitayu respects him greatly. Koshijidayu dominated his era with the deep presence of his chanting and his clearly delineated characters. Many were surprised when Koshijidayu, who was at his artistic peak, suddenly decided to retire. Realizing that the shamisen players were lowering their pitch to match his voice, he knew his art could develop no further and decided to withdraw. Upon his retirement, Koshijidayu left these words: "One life was not enough to train as a chanter. I wanted one more."
心中する心と見たっていうのはね、やっぱりスラッとズバッと言わんといけないんで、心中する心と見たというんじゃなしで、心も全部知ってるわけや。神事とやらと心中する心と見た、いやさちごをまじ死人が目の過ぎた耳よ、ずらっということね。それから、
Receiving instruction from Koshiji Dayu, Sumitayo is impressed yet again by something he has known all along, that in Bunraku there's no end to training.
これっていうのはね、これはね、低い音で言ってください。これ、それから、これか、思いがけなき男に木から落ちたるごとにて、気もせきくるい。さては皆やっぱりどもりかけて、さては皆嘘かと言わんに、さては皆嘘か、そういうような言い方を。って言うて、こうし天下戦記もがきはしまり、岩本のにつながるぞ。つながるぞ。と決めといてください。そうすると、まあここは時代物のつもりでいっぱいに息は使ってください。ここ偉いでんな。偉い。もうとにかく偉いですよ。まあそれいつも言うように楽なもんはない。楽なもんって楽したらお客さんにはもう答えない。ほんまに。わははは
On November 4th, the curtain goes up on their joint performance. As always, Tamao commutes from his retirement home. Love Suicides at Amijima will play for 3 weeks. Tamao will appear in every performance. In Bunraku, when a play's run is over, it's usually not performed again for at least 3 years. Tamao says that he now treats every performance as if it will be his last. Sumitayo says that no matter how much he practices, he's always nervous on opening day. Chanters sing from the diaphragm. They wrap a belt tightly around the belly to enhance their concentration. For Sumitayo, the challenge is to take this tale of tragic love, set 300 years ago in feudal Japan, and bring it to brilliant life for today's audiences. The joint performance of two living national treasures begins.
もう僕は僕なりにとにかく精一杯やるということしか僕は手がないです。やっぱり精一杯バッとぶつかっていきゃ向こうは向こうでやっぱりそれを受けて立ってくれると思うし、こっちが玉緒さんの人間に合わしに行くわけやなし、玉緒さんがこちらに合わしに来はるわけとかなし、言わず語らず勝手におのおのがやってる火花散らすだけのことです。
Tamao listens to Sumitayo begin before heading for the stage. Tamao says that the first entrance is crucial because the first impression defines the character in the audience's mind. Head over heels in love, Jihei's feet don't even touch the ground. This is the scene where Tamao's puppet and Sumitayo's chanting first come together. Koharu, who promised to commit double suicide with her lover Jihei, now wants to leave him for his family's sake. Believing he's been betrayed by Koharu, Jihei goes mad with anger. Tamao portrays Jihei's transition from shock to rage with the whole puppet, from the face to the hands and feet. Throwing his whole body into the performance, Sumitayo portrays Jihei's shame and mortification. The trembling back of Tamao's puppet eloquently expresses Jihei's tears of vexation. But Koharu really loves Jihei and is turning away from him only for his own good and the good of his wife and children. Caught between their passion and conflicting duty, the faithful Koharu and lovesick Jihei hurtle towards a tragic end. The pathos of the scene is played to perfection by Tamao and Sumitayu. For an hour on stage, Tamao and Sumitayu fan the flames of each other's art. Tamao begins the final scene of the play. The two lovers, caught in the conflicting demands of a feudal society, decide to end their lives and pledge themselves to each other in the next world. Tamao's puppet reveals the heart of a man who has cut his attachments to this world and is determined to die. With Jihei's death, the more than 3-hour performance comes to an end. Even after the character's death, the puppet, dangling in the wind, continues to portray the fragility and transience of human life.
Isho 勉強しながらやっていけると勉強やなと勉強できるんやなというその幸せを感じてるね、もう普通なら30年前に定年やね30年前から25、6年前にもう定年になるやろうね、何してるやろなと思って自分はなだからこれ今まだあんた、若い者と一緒に現役やもうくたびれてきはったなってこう人に思われてもいいだからこのままでやっていきたいいけるとこまで、
Tamao is the first puppeteer in history to continue performing leading roles after reaching the age of 80.
おめでとうございました。素晴らしかったです。おめでとうございます。
He will continue his active presence on stage into the new century.
失礼します。お疲れ様でした。
The two living national treasures will continue their endless journey on the road to artistic perfection.